Hello gamers, welcome back to Rocket Rejects. Today's interviewee is Raticate from Perfect Order. Let's look at this resume. So Raticate is a pretty interesting single prizer with 90 HP. For one Colress, we can either use Scrape Off to do 20 damage and remove all tools from our opponent's active. That's not terrible. But the real draw here is the Retaliatory Incisors attack, which does 40 damage for each damage counter on all of our benched Rattata. This is just Rattata, not Team Rocket's Rattata, just the normal one. So let's see the Rattata we're working with. Oh. Well, they can't all be winners. Here is the deck list that I put together. Shoutouts to the Rat King, the one and only Rat King, for giving me an initial base to work off of. I adjusted that list a bit, mainly cutting down the supporter counts. I hope what I made is better, but I'm not sure. So the main card to look at here is Risky Ruins. So this card, when we put a basic non-dark Pokemon onto our bench, we put 20 damage on that Pokemon. So let's say we have 3 Rattatas on the bench with Risky Ruins up. That becomes 60 damage on the bench. Our Raticate will be hitting for 240 damage. On a single prizer, that's a nice number to hit, especially because the other decks that do this require you to fill your entire bench. We don't have to worry about that. So we can very easily run Fan Rotom to search out our Rattatas or Raticates, as well as Fezandipiti and Shaymin, who can sit on the bench and not be liabilities. Now, to this, you may be wondering, what if our opponent attacks with Phantom Dive, knocking out our active Raticate and putting 2 damage counters on each of our bench Rattata, knocking them out as well, taking a 4 prize turn and wiping out our entire board? Well, you see, they can't all be winners. So this entire deck is just about facilitating our Raticate game plan. Everything here searches out something that searches out something else. We have very high consistency of searching out the Rattatas and the Raticates. We have Sacred Ashes to put them back into the deck. We have Night Stretcher to recover them as well. We even are running a copy of Redeemable Ticket, so that way if we prize one of our Rattatas, we can get it out with the prizes and throw it onto the bench. Look, if you're expecting a meta deck, look elsewhere. We're gaming. Our A spec here is Enriching Energy. Obviously, Unfair Stamp is a very good card, but Enriching Energy is draw power. And of course, there are things here we could run Counter Game to attack more easily. We could run Unfair Stamp as an A spec instead. I do not care. We are here to play Rattata. We attack. We win, unless we fight Dragapult, in which case we lose. I do not care. Subscribe to the channel. I have nothing else to say. Let's go. We lose the coin flip, but they have no clue what we're going to be playing, and maybe that's an advantage. We're going first. I think that's good. I think that's good. It means we can evolve right away. We just need to not get one shot, which is honestly a little easier said than done. That's a hand with cards in it. Okay, so this isn't the worst thing ever. I'm going to draw. Poké Pad is decent. So we need the stadium, right? So hear me out. We Poké Pad, grab Fan Rotom. We Rotom here. Fan Call, get triple Rattata. I bench the 1. So that'll evolve into Raticate next turn. We Spiky Energy here. And the idea is next turn we evolve into Raticate, and then we just Riching Energy, try to draw into something that gets us to our Risky Ruins, and then we throw everything else down, we attack, and we game. I think that's pretty good. For now, my turn's done. We're going to start off with the Teal Dance. They could be playing our Ball. Oh, our Balva does kind of own us. We have Shaymin, so it's not the end of the world. There's another Teal Mask. More Teal Dancing as well. The main thing was I didn't want to Enriching Energy right away. I didn't want to get owned by Judge, so I didn't want to, go too far with that. If they judge us here, I would be very upset, for sure. And they're just going to pass. Okay, we're good. Ooh, play Ruins. Remind me, did I prize a rat? I did not prize a rat. Hang on. Bench a rat. In comes Raticate. We Enriching Energy onto the Fez. Draw 4 more cards just for the fun of it. Those are good. I'm not even going to use those though. We, let's Petrel here. Let's see if we can grab something that like kind of owns them later. Petrel for Night Stretcher seems not bad. Don't we get back a, if they take a Revenge KO, we just bring back Rattata. And then we're gaming again. So, we will retreat into the Raticate, and just like that, we hit for 240. I don't know. I think we're kind of goated. I think we're kind of the greatest to ever do it. Like out of all the people. I'm saying, and they're playing some sort of Terra Box thing. Well, I don't know. I think the better player won today. We're going second. That's probably bad. I mean, if they're choosing to go first, it means they're probably not playing Pult. That's the silver lining here. And honestly, if we're going second, Rotom is actually a pretty good one to have. The issue is we don't have energy, so we do have Pokégear, so we probably have energy. But Tarantula. Okay. Bug catching set. Is it pure Spite Ops? If so, then we're probably not in a great spot. I mean, we take a knockout here. That's the big thing. We take a knockout. Rattata. There's the rat. We don't have an energy. Can we get we Fan Call? First of all, prize 0 Rattata. That's beautiful. Can we hit a Colress? That is not Colress. What do? We trust in the power of Raticate is what we're going to do. We're going to get Risky Ruins, and then we are just going to bench everything. This might be wrong, but maybe I should have, if I gone for Lillie's first and then went for the fan call, that would have maybe been smarter, but I don't know. I'm doing this. And then next turn, we almost certainly have Raticate plus energy thanks to Lillie's. The idea is if they can't, I mean, provided that we do not, Proton, who cares? Provided that they don't take a knockout right now, we are still ahead in the prize trade. If they get Mewtwo right now, that'd be stupid of them. That would also put us ahead in the prize trade. So we'll see. Mimikyu, Articuno, Tarantula. Those cards don't do anything. Cool. Spidops on the bench. That means the active one is being left for the birds. They're okay, cool. Can we draw an energy? That's not an energy. Okay. Bangle. Then we just Lillies. Bangle for deck thinning. And then we have to get an energy here, right? We have so much. Okay. Thank goodness. All right. We also Eradicate for next turn. Doesn't matter. We'll go Spiky here. And I don't think you're playing EXs. We'll just Bangle again just because. I don't think you're playing EXs. We go for the Assault Landing and we knock out the Tarantula. Cool. So assuming we exchange knockouts every single turn, I will be winning the exchange. That's good. They have 0 energy on their board, which is also important. We can, if we get another turn of free attacks, I think we do just win the game. Energy onto Spidops. That's allowed. Night Stretcher back to Tarantula. That's also allowed. Lillies for a new hand. If you can get like Ultra Ball plus energy and you just do that, that would be really bad for me. Otherwise though, I think we're good. Another Tarantula, I do not care. Okay. Well, I shouldn't have said anything. Pitching an Archer is interesting. They probably have another in hand if they're doing that. And then yeah, getting another Spidops down as well. Up. That's allowed. You can do that. In comes you, Rocket Rush for 180. Okay, so we're just going to exchange for a few turns and hopefully we win out in the end. That's what this is going to boil down to. We'll see. Ring and Rat Stretcher. Okay, we are going to Hilda here. I think odds are they almost certainly have an Archer in hand. And so until we get Archer, I don't want to play Enriching Energy because I don't want to get owned by that. So we're going to do this instead. Throw down you, and Stretcher probably isn't worth it either. We are just going to Retaliatory Incisors, take out the Spidops. Boom. So this is how it's going to be. We get Lillies off the prizes. I don't think this hand is going to remain. I think they're going to shuffle it back. We will wait patiently. We hope they don't have everything we need to win. Rocket's Factory, we can, whatever. Ariana, interesting. They're going to Bug Catching Set for a Grass. That gets you energy. You can attack with Spidops. Cool. Ultra Ball again, pitching Energy Search and Lillie's Clefairy for the last Spidops, I suppose. I mean, Sneasel. Sneasel can snipe the bench, but then we just take a knockout anyway, so I don't care that much. It hits for 40 on my bench, guys. So it's like, yeah, you snipe the bench, but then we also just kill you in return. It's another attacker that does stuff, which is a problem, but it's like not a big deal. Take one more prize. Here's my Rattata. Cool. Well, this hand remains. We're in a fine spot here. We Ruins. Let's Stretcher, get back Rattata, bench Rats. We have 2 Sacred Ash, so I'm not too concerned about using the Stretchers right away. I think we'll be fine. And we are also just doing way more than enough damage. Do this. And do I Lillies? I feel like I might as well, right? Just go for it. We have Hilda here, so it's fine. We can even play another Raticate down. Do we want to? I don't think do I want to? I think playing down 1 is fine, I think. Because it's 20... This is still enough to take a one-shot, and so I think this is just safety. If they Archer us, we still have at least a Raticate on board. All we need is an energy, and that's a little bit easier. So yeah, I'm not that scared. There's Poké Pad. Even if I'm fully expecting them to Archer us. I'm fully expecting that. But if they do, at least the cards that are Enterprises are going back to the deck. Poké Pad in deck is good. Poffin in deck is good. Hilda in deck is good. So we can drop back into it, right? Another Spidops down. Transceiver, that gets you your Archer. You discarded 1. This is the second one. You're probably not on. I imagine you're probably only on 2, right? Maybe you're on 3 or 4. Still, like, this is all we need. Anyway, we have the energy. So that's all that really matters. Yeah, have your fun, go in and attack. The only issue now is Poffin doesn't do anything. Poffin does nothing right now. That's the issue. We can throw out a Spiky. We can pad honestly for deck thinning because if they Archer us here, who cares, right? Honestly, let's just get Fan Rotom. If we get Raticate, that's the thing is that we hit for 80 if we can't get Rattatas back in. That's the thing. So I feel like I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have padded. I probably shouldn't have, but I figure I just wanted to draw into something better next turn and increase the odds. I'll get a Fan Rotom. I'll bench you, so at least increases the odds of us drawing into something we can play. We got the Spidops, get 1 more prize. If we whiff a knockout for 1 turn, they win. Otherwise, though, we're in a good spot. So we have to figure that out. We'll lose off the prizes. Okay, that's really good. Play Proton to whiff it. Beautiful. That's really good for us. Wow, they just wasted their supporter. The issue is the Spidops is attacking. We have to one-shot it. We have to one-shot it or we lose. We have to hit it for... So, I'm thinking we bring in Rotom. I know it's weird. I think we bring in Rotom. If we get Spiky Energy, we can attack and get them there. That's not Spiky Energy. That's Mist Energy. That's also fine. We missed onto you, then we boss up the Mimikyu, and we do this. Another knockout. Let's take 1 more prize card. Boss again. Okay, so that's interesting. Sneasel comes in. I don't care about Sneasel. Why are you bringing in Sneasel instead of... That's interesting. That's very interesting. Hang on. We have a chance. Giovanni. Okay, well, that'll do it. But if you knock out a rat, that's not even that bad. No, it's not that bad. I mean, not very bad at all. Charging up for no reason. I don't think that's worth it. You can't bench any. Okay, so it comes down to, can we knock out the Spidops in one turn? Can we do it? What we need is Sacred Ash and then Raticate and Energy. That does it. Sacred Ash. Wait. Yo. Hang on. Okay, so we Sacred Ash. We put back our Rattatas. Let's put back. We want to draw into the Raticate. Let's increase our odds with that. Then we pop in here. We'll get 2 rats. We can't one-shot a Sneasel, and I'm worried about them being able to attach and retreat. They probably have an energy for that with 7 cards in hand. Otherwise, that is another way to do it, is to hope they just don't have an energy, but I'm going to take the risk. If we draw into Energy plus Raticate, we win the game. Well, it appears the better player. It appears the better player has come out on top once again. As always, we take those. Okay, bye-bye, loser. Level 69 achieved. Awesome. Pull the art rare Raticate. That's so cool. Okay. I'm thinking we do one more. I'm thinking we do just one more. Good Poffin. Hello. So if we go 4 games on ladder without running into a Pult or a Lucario or even like anything like that, that's pretty lucky, I would say. We're going first. We win the coin flip, we go first. Let's see. Well, we lead 1 rat, I suppose. And then this is awkward. Awkward going first hand. There's a Monkey Dory on their end. I don't know what that could be. It could be Pull, which is scary. But I guess we missed energy and then we pass turn. Okay. So how do we win in this situation? If we top deck a Risky Ruins or a Poffin, that's actually not bad at all. Then we can actually like take out the monkey and then we can go from there. There's their Poffin, of course. Yeah, there's the Dreepy. Okay. So with the second Poffin, so you prize your Badoo, bench 4th Dreepy. It does, like, this seems like a really bad play on their part, but it doesn't even, they whiff energy. Hang on. We get, Petrel, first of all, Risky Ruins, the hand, throw down the Ruins, hop in, rat, evolve into Raticate. We have Fez. Do we bench Fez? I guess so. If they boss and try to trap us, we at least have Hilda and we can just retreat. Down goes Monkey. Okay, so we get a prize. It's another rat. Okay, so I'm not sure how we win per se. If they have Crispin plus Rare Candy, we do lose the game. But if they don't, if they're going to keep whiffing for a few turns, maybe we can get somewhere. I don't know where, maybe we can get somewhere. We have to hope. They have no energy in hand, we know that. But they used Lilies last turn, which means they could have another supporter they can play right now, and that will get them set up. We don't know yet. Meowth. Okay, wait. That's not the end. They're getting a Lilies? Okay, so they're going to draw a new hand. They're probably going to get what they need off the new hand. But if they don't, we do one-shot the Meowth. That's something. If we have boss though, we want to prioritize taking out the Dreepy, I think, probably. They did top deck an energy, I suppose. Mist energy does protect us from Phantom Dive, for what that's worth. There's that thing down. Okay, so how are we taking that thing out? We can't do it in one hit, can we? They're playing their own Risky Ruins, Ultra Ball for Cloak. Yeah, how do we? So our max damage is 240. Dangle makes it 270. I don't know how we beat the Pull, unfortunately. We have to hope they don't have energy, I think, is the way. We have to hope they don't have energy. They somehow don't get energy, we can win. Draw for turn. Sacred Ash is funny, but not good enough here. Hilda, grab Enriching Energy plus the rat. Let's enrich a bench Raticate. Bench Rattata, draw 4. The issue is, we throw on a rat now, it just gets owned, right? We play the Raticate, so that one at least can't get knocked out by a Phantom Dive, and then we still get a knockout on the active, whatever that's worth. And next turn, we take this one, Stretcher, okay. Then next turn, it's still bad, but like knockout Pull, knockout Meowth, that wins us the game. Hoot down. That's kind of scary, actually. Crispin, that means they have the energy, unfortunately. If they didn't have the energy, we would have won right now. We honestly would have just had game. But yeah, Psychic to hand, Fire Energy onto the board, and they're setting up the second one. Yeah, there's that. So is there a theoretical path to victory here? I don't know. Take your 2, because theoretically, if they pop Dusclops, we just take out a Meowth and we take out a single prize and we win. But that would mean we can't, because we can't one-shot the Pull, we can't just attack into, well, we can technically one-shot Pull if we can somehow get, there's like an insane setup that gets us there, I think. But right now, if we draw into Black Belt's training, that becomes 270 plus 40, that's not even enough. Okay, but let's flip the script first. Can we get anything? Not really. So we dangle you, we Stretcher for 1 rat, bench you. Can we Poké Pad? We have no Rattatas left. That's an issue. We get a Stretcher again for a second Rattata. Lay you down. Petrel. Do we have Battle Cage? We did not prize Battle Cage. This is our secret. We play the Battle Cage down. Yes. And then from here, swing for 190. If they can't bump the Battle Cage, we take out the Pull next turn. And then the turn after that, we can maybe, hopefully, somehow win the game. The thing is, they probably only run 2 stadiums, right? They discard 1. And so they have to just get the one of. But it's possible. It's very possible. But I think this is our path to potentially beating Dragapult, which is supposed to be an auto lose for us, by the way. We're supposed to auto lose to this deck, but we'll see. Knocked Owl. Oh, Knocked Owl just searches out the stadium. Hopefully you prized it. Hopefully you prized it. Hopefully, somehow, maybe, haha, maybe. If you prize the stadium, we do... That's not a stadium card. Maybe you have it in hand already. But if you didn't prize the stadium, we can maybe get somewhere. You're gonna pop a... hang on. Interesting. Okay, so we could have denied this play by taking out the Meowth, I guess, if we had the way to do that. I don't know, but Battle Cage? Hello? Well, obviously we take that. Obviously we take it. Obviously we take those. Oh my gosh, we definitely take those. Confused emoji? Does it misclick, misplay? I assume they know what's happening here. There's no way they're like, how does Battle Cage work? It's right here. We take it though. We take those. We accept those. Stretcher, get back Monkey. Oh, if they can Adrenabrain. Yeah, there's a Dark Energy, and they can move damage off the something to make it harder to one-shot, I guess. I mean, there's Lilies. They're going to deep draw for the stadium now. They could have gotten it off the knocked-out, they just didn't. So, I mean, even so, I don't know how we win from here. I don't know how we win from here, because the issue is we're only hitting for 80. We're only hitting for 80, or 110 maybe. So, like, we have to get rid of our own Battle Cage to actually do more damage to them, and that's not very inspiring. Yeah, and heal up the Dragapult as well. Let's Phantom Dive again. They're just going to do that. Fine. So we need to bump our own Battle Cage to take out the Pult, and then we probably just lose afterwards, but at least it was a battle well fought, right? We want to bump our own Battle Cage. How do we have to start with Fez, I think, almost certainly. See what we can draw here. This is awkward. I mean, we can punch for 80. What does that do for us? We can so no, we don't have an energy is the issue. We have to Lilies then. We have to lose. We don't have an energy, and that's really bad. With no energy, we have to do this. Unfortunately, we do this, and then we can if we had an energy, we could boss up a single prizer, take the knockout, and then next turn just punch, and then we wouldn't have to get rid of our Battle Cage, we'd still win. But because we don't have the energy here, that is not happening, and so our odds of winning are very low. We are going to have to do this, unfortunately. Throw it on you. We have to hope they don't get a Fire Energy off of all the cards they have. If they don't get a Fire Energy, then we can do something. But otherwise, we are cooked, right? I mean, Stretch, we got Rattata, Bench Rat. Okay, so our plan is, I guess we bangle onto the bench for whatever reason. We just want to deck fit now. Just deck fit as much as we can. We're for 160 anyway, right? So we might as well just go for this, right? All we need is an energy. I want to deck fit as much as possible here, just so we don't get owned by, you know, bad luck. Just play out all the cards that I can. Doesn't matter. And then Sacred Ash can put back stuff. I don't want to do that even. Now go for the load. If we had an energy, we'd have a chance, but we did not. So we have to draw into it now. We draw into the energy at least. So if they don't have a Fire Energy in hand, we win the game. Otherwise, we still brought a Pult player to one prize left. That's something. There's Poké Pad Tenacity. Okay, so let's see. Again, if they whiff the Fire Energy, we can win the game. There's Monkey in the active. Hang on. That means they might... Why would you... I don't know why you do that. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. They just retreat and attack anyway, but like, that's a strange choice. They probably run 3 or 4 Fire Energy. They used up 1. So they probably have 2 or maybe 3 left. And they have 8 cards in hand, 18 in deck. The odds of them having it are extraordinarily high. They can also go for Crispin, they can go for Meowth for Crispin, they can Lilies, they probably have it. But they haven't shown it yet, and that's what matters. 20 onto the Raticate. That's strange. If you have the Fire Energy, then I guess make Ultra Ball, pitch double your Cloak, get the second Meowth if you have it. You might be on 2 Meowth. You're on 2 Meowth. Okay. Well, prize your Crispin. Prize the Rosa. Rose. You're allowed to do that. That still is good for you. That's not even a good card. Oh my gosh. That's what we're losing to. That feels terrible. That feels so bad. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and they take 3 prizes here with taking out the Rattatas on the bench. Yeah, okay. I mean, I don't know. You saw that. That was winnable, but also, I mean, they Dusknored into Battle Cage. So, I mean, 670 damage. That's a good one. Okay. Okay, so we're back. I think that was really fun. I love that. That was so good until we ran into the Pult player, and then it stopped being very fun. I don't know. I mean, so let's talk. The pros here is this is another one of those single prize deck that gets a bunch of Pokemon to play and swings for 240. We have a couple of those. But what about this one is that, first off, if we get more higher HP Rattatas and we get a way to put damage on our own Rattatas, then there's potential here one day. Very fun single prize deck that uses Colress Energy too. That gives you so much versatility. It lets you do a lot for sure. We also just, the other sort of decks that are similar to this, get a bunch of Pokemon in play and attack for damage. They usually take up your full bench, so you can't afford to play cards like Fez, for example. Here we can. I have to say, I was quite impressed with the games we had today. I think, you know, in general, in general, there are a lot of decks that kind of just suck against single prizers because they don't have a way to take multiple prizes in one swing. And in that case, our Rattata, even with only 40 HP, is still good enough. The issue is, we want Risky Ruins up to put damage on a Rattata. We need that. But then the issue is they can just Monkey Dory and then take out a Rattata. So we want Battle Cage too. But with Battle Cage up, then we can't use Risky Ruins. That's a very frustrating trade-off. And so There's one very fundamental weakness here, which is we get owned by Adrenabrain and we get owned by Dragapult. Just auto-losing to Dragapult is like, who cares? So does every other road deck. But losing to Monkey Dory, ooh, that's when you get to a point. Yeah, so I don't know. Patrat, Chaos Rising can be searched off of Rotom. We will be looking into that for sure. In the meantime, although looking at this on paper, this should be a terrible deck, we did get some pretty fun games today. So I am in fact decided to extend an offer towards Raticate. Congratulations. Thank you very much.